Hello and welcome to our very first episode of Carology with Foundation TV. I'm Sarah, joined by our General Manager, Delano Palmer. Thank you for joining me, Delano.
Thank you for having me, Sarah. Welcome aboard, by the way. Glad to have you as part of the Foundation Honda family. Great stuff. Glad to have you here. Your energy, your great smile, and always willing to help out everyone you come in contact with. Love it.
Thank you so much. I've received such a warm welcome. I've only been here for a week and a half, and everyone's made me feel like family and friends. So, and my candy jar is officially half empty, so I know it's working.
Not good.
So today we're going to talk about the very confusing world of finance, or at least to me, it's super confusing.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question. Why does a manufacturer offer rates so low when prime lending rates are around 3.5%?
You know, most manufacturers do that. You know, Honda Financial Services, which is the bank that represents Honda, we do that primarily because our business is selling cars. The throughput is the financing, right? The financing allows that to happen quickly, particularly when you have an incentivized rate of 0.9%. Or 1.9%, that gives a customer an enticement to come in and buy a car sooner than later, right? And so fundamentally that's it. Just move more cars, sell more cars by enticing customers to get that low interest rate that most people are looking for. Of course, you got to qualify for it, right. But most customers that we do have come in, they do qualify for that low rate.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, that being said then, why would someone want to finance a car for like 95 months? That seems like a really long commitment.
You know, years ago when 72 months was introduced, I was like, ooh, it's so long, right? But now you got financing terms as high as 95 months, 84 months for most customers, primarily because the cost of cars, you know, you can buy a Honda Pilot for somewhere around 50 grand, and a family that needs that space, but is on a budget, they can finance that car for a longer period of time, have a lower payment. The great news is that in most states, including the state of Ohio, you don't have any prepayment penalties. And so customers can do some creative things like bi-weekly payments to lower that term by a year, but still have that low payment. So yeah, that's the fundamental. The fundamental is to get people an opportunity to buy more car, pay less per month.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense and sounds like something I would do because I'm very thrifty and I like to pay special attention to how much money is going out per month versus how much is coming in per month.
That's around 98% of all people in the country and around the world, so don't worry, you're not alone. You're in good company.
Good, very good.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on something then, leasing. What's the point of leasing? Why would someone choose to do that instead of finance?
Yeah, great question. I mean, leasing offers customers very much the same thing. It gives you a little bit more flexibility than you do when you finance. But the most important thing, again, it goes back to that payment. When you lease a car, you get a lower payment in most cases. And so with that lower payment, you also get the opportunity and flexibility at the end of that 36 months. Most leases are around 36 months. At the end of that 36-month period, you have a choice. As long as the car is in normal, good working order, the tires are in reasonable shape, there's no damage on the car, the windshield is good, there's no damage to speak of that needs to be accounted for, you can drop the key off for that car and walk away from it, right? Or a consumer that comes in, and we have quite a few customers that do this too, is let's say, for example, their car has low miles on it, they really fell in love with the car, they don't want to get another one, they want to refinance that one. Most banks offer the residual value, which is a predetermined value of the car down the road, and so the customer can finance the car for that amount of money, right? Whatever that residual value is. And most Honda Civics are residualizing pretty well, and so consumers choose to buy the car at the end of the lease. And the third thing is that the customer has that flexibility in the lease where whether they decide to finance the car or drop it off, in some cases, particularly with Hondas, they're in an equity position when they get out of their lease, and so they can trade that car in, right, at the end of that lease, or 2 years earlier or a year earlier, and trade it in and use that equity as down payment on their new lease or purchase.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, now it all makes more sense. The puzzle pieces of leasing and financing are all coming together. So thank you so much, Delano, for joining me for this episode of Carology. And make sure to tune in for next time where we'll answer more of your questions.
My pleasure. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.